She suddenly rushed into her daughter's room, then grabbed a glass of water and splashed it on her daughter's face. As soon as she dragged her daughter out of the room, they saw a thug charging toward them. Meg quickly pulled her daughter into the elevator and slammed the door shut, but the thugs weren't alone. A thug on the third floor saw this and quickly ran down to the second floor to block the elevator. At this critical moment, her daughter reminded Meg that they could escape to the safe room on the third floor. They immediately pressed the emergency button. Taking advantage of the time gap while the thugs were climbing the stairs, Meg hurriedly pulled her daughter out of the elevator and ran into the safe room on the third floor. They managed to slam the door just as the thugs were about to reach them. After Meg calmed down and was about to call the police, she remembered that they had just moved into the building today, and the safe room's phone line had not been connected yet. They had no way to contact the outside world, and they didn't know what the thugs wanted. With no other option, Meg resorted to using the house's intercom to speak to the thugs, falsely claiming that she had already called the police and warning them to leave immediately. However, the three thugs knew the safe room's phone line wasn't connected because one of them had been the worker who built the safe room. One of the thugs wrote a message with a pen, telling Meg that the things they wanted were inside the safe room. If she opened the door, they would let her and her daughter leave safely. Meg didn't trust them for a second and firmly rejected the demand. Realizing that their negotiation had failed, the thugs decided to dig through the ceiling of the second floor to forcibly break into the safe room. But one of them told the others that even if they managed to break through the cement, there was a thick steel plate inside, so they couldn't open the safe room from the outside. The only way in was to force Meg to open the door herself. Noticing a gas canister nearby, one of the thugs came up with an idea. He grabbed a hose and planned to pump gas into the safe room through the ventilation duct to force Meg to open the door. When Meg saw this, she thought they were going to break into the safe room by force, so she quickly reassured her daughter not to worry. The walls of the safe room were made of thick steel, and they couldn't get in. But when the thug inserted the hose into the ventilation duct and opened the gas valve, Meg immediately realized their plan.
What is it?
At first, the thugs just wanted to use the gas to force her out. But when she didn't open the door, they turned the gas canister to full power. What they didn't expect was that Meg and her daughter had found a ventilation opening that led to the outside. Meg then found a lighter and decided to use the gas to teach the thugs outside a lesson. She covered herself and her daughter with a fireproof blanket, then extended the lighter into the ventilation duct to ignite the gas inside. When the thugs outside heard a noise in the duct, they sensed something was wrong. One of them wanted to suggest turning off the gas, but another thug refused. In the end, Meg successfully lit the lighter and an explosion occurred. The thug closest to the inner wall was burned by the flames. Luckily, his companion used a blanket to put out the fire, saving his life. However, half of his face was still badly burned.
You fucking bitch! I'm coming!